Alrighty. You know what? I've been ignoring this darn thing. And I think I really got to get this thing all apart. This is kind of the spot I want to put my coop, so I need to get this thing sorted out. It's taking up way too much room here. Well, it's just not moving. Nothing's happening, and that's all on me. I think what I got to do is make it more inconvenient, and then I'm gonna actually want to work on it. So first thing I'm gonna do is actually take this bucket off, because it's really annoying to move around with the bucket on. But then at least I can take the forklift. I'm gonna stick it in the middle, because I do want to do some washing and do some stuff. So, and then, you know, after the fact, it'd be nice to lift it on the hoist or stick it on stands or do something to get this motor out. But I do want to pressure wash everything in there, because it is grubby. So first things first, I think what I'm gonna do is actually package up all my junk down here. I'm gonna shuffle this truck a little bit over, get the bucket off of here, and use our newly repaired forklift over there to weasel this thing over to the other side. Just, I want it closer to the door so I can power wash it and stuff like that. That would be ideal. Yeah, all right. I guess I can't put it off anymore. Let's get going.
I was 16, I bought my first car, a 59 Chevy, first owner said, here you are. The body was straight, but the paint was bad. That's okay, 50's all the money I had. Ford Galaxy 500 was the next car in my head. Filling it with gas was something to dread. 90 and 4-speed, I achieved my goal. Was a great car till I wrapped it around a pole. I want a new car that will fit my soul. Has great MPG, but can really go. Has to look sharp, make me look real fine. Want it to turn its when sitting at a stop sign. A half-ton truck was gonna be my new look. Had to fix it up, paint was all it took. Bought it for $5, sold it for $16. Drove it for $2, came out ahead. Know what I mean? Starting a family, needed one I could count on. Bought a little Honda, but it didn't last long. Toyota was next, can't complain there. Gas mileage was good, the price was fair. Want a new car that will fit my soul. Has great MPG, but can really go. Has to look sharp, look real fine. Want it to turn its when sitting at a stop sign.
All right, as you can see, we got the motor out. So I got the tractor started outside. Next thing is, you can just see how dirty this is. So I basically want to take it outside. We're gonna like hot wash everything in here, get this thing as cleaner than it's ever been. And then we're gonna go grab the log splitter doodad out there, because I want that motor off of it. I'm gonna bring that in. I'm gonna see if I can get that thing to, get it to thaw, and then I want to see if I can get it to start up. Make sure it's good before I dismantle that thing, and we smash it in here. This motor, pretty much everything's just hot garbage, but I'm gonna take the starter off, and yeah, like Trevor was saying there, I'm gonna grab at least the fuel pump off of it, the coil. That's about all that's good on there in my eyes. And then, well, hopefully that thing all works, and we'll just start assembling and drop it into here. I struggled a little bit, but I managed to get the whole hydraulic. This thing's got a hydraulic clutch on it. That one has a mechanical clutch, so I don't know. I'm hoping it's got the same taper shaft, then I can just switch clutches out and it'll be like super easy. And well, get this thing all running. The only thing I got to do is, like I say, make some bushings or seals or do something in this thing so I can get rid of the play in this shaft, and then we're going to be like good to go.
Has great MPG, but can really go. Has to look sharp, make me look real fine. Want it to turn heads when sitting at a stop sign. About to retire the cars of my youth and all become classics, coursing an arm and a tooth. The question is now, what should I get? Hot rod classic or new or going dead? Has great MPG, but can really go. Has to look sharp, make me look real fine. Want it to turn its when sitting at a stop sign. Want a new car that will fit my soul. I want a new car that can really go. I want a new car, make me look real fine. Want it to turn its when sitting at a stop sign. Want it to turn its when sitting at a stop sign.
Well, we got this all washed. Definitely still didn't hit a bunch of spots, and kind of hard there to see outside. I do like it. It works good. We got a few spots I couldn't see, so whatever. Overall, it's a nicer thing to work on, I'll tell you that much. My burners give me a little grief. I don't know if anybody can give me any insight out there before I decide to take it in, but normally you run this, you go here and just the pump runs. But it seems like when it's cold, like when I first started up, it works as it should. And then when you turn this on, the burner goes on. But usually when you're about finished to do it, I'll turn the heat down so it shouldn't get very hot. But if you do this, it just tells the burner not to work, and my burner just keeps going. So I end up unplugging the coils, but then it fills up with fuel. I'm not sure what the deal is. When I first got it, it worked. When it's cold, it works. Like if I do this, I can pressure wash, the pump works fine. But as soon as you hit the burner, this thing goes on, makes the water hot. You can set your temperature, which is fine. You can turn it down, but it's almost like this thing doesn't quite work. And then I figured this thing is supposed to bypass because it doesn't let the burner turn on, but then the burner always turns on. The burner does turn off though. Like if you let go of the trigger, it'll turn off when it gets to whatever temperature it thinks it's at. But usually you want to run cold water through so it doesn't like boil it to a steam. But I don't know. I think I'm going to have to bring it in because I took a quick look and I can't figure it out. Maybe somebody can tell me what to look at. That'd be awesome. But anyways, we got this thing in. I'm going to let it thaw out because it's full of snow. And well, pretty much see if I get the fire up. And then I got to figure out how to get this clutch off because we don't need this. We're going to run the hydraulic one that's on there. That's the plan. And the oil filter dealio thing's okay. I'm okay with the one on here. Oh no, it won't work. We got to do a remote because right here we have our generator, alternator generator, and that all has to come off for the stuff on there to go in. So from there it's going to be, the alternator is actually going to go over here, to which then the oil pump is going to be right here. And then this thing has to come off and our remote one goes on so that we can hook up all our oil lines and stuff. So it'd be ideal to run it this setup. Oh, mind you, if I could make this work, this thing 12 volt or 6 volt? I wonder if I can do all this, leave this thing on. No, because these won't line up. Be kind of nice to run the pump off of a pulley, then we can just like don't have to worry about fixing all this stuff, but no, we got to fix it. All right. Well, I want to hear it run first. I know it's loose, so we're already ahead of the game of that thing. Anyways, we'll let this thing warm up, and I'll try to fire it up, and then we'll kind of work a way to adapt this thing into there. Well, now, I kind of jumped the gun here and didn't think this would actually work, but anyways, I got my jumper pack on. We have our ignition, which is right here, and when we hit the key, we actually have spark, so that's a win. I just gotta get, well, what I'm gonna do is blow this thing off, but I'll blow this off first, then I'm gonna get this boot off for the air cleaner, and we'll give it a little shot of gas and see if it just fires up. I'm pretty sure it will. If it turns over and it's got spark, it's pretty much all that thing needs to run. So, all right, I'm gonna blow this thing off really quick, and then we'll get that boot off. Survey says a little glug glug. Don't know if that'll do anything. It's kind of a weird carburetor, so we'll shoot straight with the starter fluid if it's here. Unless the kid took it outside already and used it on something. Oh, there we go. A little poof. Whoops. Little poof everywhere. Not what I wanted. I was hoping for something a little simpler. Oh, and that's the throttle thing. Ugh. That could be a problem. All right. Well then, there's got to be something with this. Oh, right here. This goes here, goes there, throttle over there. I don't think this works. Does it? Oh, it does. Possibly. Boo. Well, that escalated quickly. The motor turns over, but the valves are stuck. And now my heads are like, I think almost every stud broke. I can't get this head off. And it sounds like when it turns over, it sounds like a rattle, and I don't know what it is. And I really don't know if I want to put all the effort into this thing. It's rather sucky, to say the least. So what I am thinking is we're gonna modernize this thing a little bit. I'm trying to look this thing up. I can't find torque specs on it, but I know this thing around whatever it is, 2,000 RPM. I guess they're going by Wisconsin site. They're saying that thing's 25 horse. So I have that Owens. It's only a 2-cylinder, but it's on that, what's it called now? That that little forklift thing that sits in the back of a truck. So it's 2-cylinder. It is modernized. I checked the shaft size. They're the same, other than it's not tapered. I'll have to come up with something creative for that. But that might be the better option. And then similar to this, do I just do a jack shaft off of there or somewhere? Mind you, the Owens is smaller, so I might be able to piggyback and run the oil pump off of, what do you call it? Might be able to run the oil pump off of a pulley off the motor, similar to the way this other thing is. So I don't know. I'm kind of spitballing all these ideas around right now. The original oil pump was a direct drive. This one I would do something like this, where I would have this half of the sheath on there, then there'd be this thing for a pulley, then I could just make a bracket somewhere to hold that oil pump. It'd be awesome if I could use this shaft, but I don't think so. I'm not sure. I've been tugging and prying, and these studs are broken. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 broke on this side, and they're actually holding the head on. So I'm going to have to drill the head out. And when I did a compression test, these 2 were dead. This one was dead. This one had something. But I'm looking inside, and, well, you know, because the motor was loose, but I don't know if it ever got stuck, because it almost, there's chunks of something in there. But anyways, this one had compression. This one not so much. This one's only got 1, 2, 3, 4 studs broken, but I don't really know how they're going to come out. I tried heating them. That didn't really cooperate. I might try to just do a nut and see if these come off, but I don't know how much effort I want to put into this. It's getting to the point. It's not even like a direct fit at this point. Well, it kind of is. I don't know. I got to sit and think about this. This has just turned into not a weekend swap now. It's just becoming a lot of work. I'm guessing it's going to be more work if I stick the other motor in there, but I should almost stick a stinking LS in there. There's no room for any of that silliness, but it's just, it kind of needs that belt drive. That's the thing. I don't know. I'm pondering. I got the other motor and it doesn't do anything, and it's a very common motor, and I feel it'd be a better upgrade, because at least if that one went, I can just go to like Princess Auto and just buy a motor and be done with it. But it seems like it'd have the same horsepower rating and stuff. The other thing, I don't really know, but the torque is there. I just can't find a torque number on that. The difference is this thing made all its power around 2,000 RPM, and I think the other one does it at like 3,600 RPM, something like that. So I don't know what that would mean for that thing driving around or something. I guess you would just run the belt down. My fast travel might be awesome, because it would just boogie across the yard, but you'd probably have to taper it back when you want to actually drive around slow and do some torque. But I think that's the benefit with the mechanical drive. But I don't know. I'm going to sit for the weekend and kind of think about it. This thing's kind of hosed me now. I'm not too pumped about it. That thing, what a bugger. I think I'll just cover it up, and if I have to, I'm going to try to use this, but I think the other one's a better option. Partially because I kind of want to just cannibalize some pumps and stuff off that that unit, and maybe use them for my exhaust machine. So I think if I at least take the motor out, I won't feel bad about cutting all the other junk out of there. Anyways, I don't know. I'm going to think about this, and I think I'm calling it a night for now.